Now, I want to update you on the push to retake Mosul from the Islamic State group. This is the second biggest city in Iraq, and back in October, the Iraqi government began its offensive, and it was front-page news all over the world. We were covering it every day on Outside Source. 1 mile from ISIS is how the Daily Mirror here in the UK put it. Press TV, which is funded by the Iranian state, quoted the Iraqi Prime Minister as saying, "The time has come for victory in Mosul." But the time hasn't come yet. This is how things stand in the city. The green area is controlled by the Iraqi army. The red area to the west of the city is controlled by the Islamic State group. Now, I spotted a thread of tweets by Rukmini Callimachi from the New York Times earlier. She says, "I'm tweeting today from Mosul to say I was wrong. When the operation to free the city began 4 months ago, I thought it would be a disaster." But she says today, Mosul is free, the city looks remarkable. As I write this, I'm driving past open kebab joints, fluorescent bulbs gleaming. We've also heard today from the top, this week I should say, from the top US military commander in Iraq. He's been putting a timescale on the mission. He says, within the next 6 months, I think we'll see both Mosul and Raqqa. Well, he says the campaigns conclude. By that he means take them back from Islamic State. That is my intent, he said. Well, we asked Hadya Alawi from BBC Arabic to assess where we've got to with Mosul. What have you found?
Well, as you said, I mean, at the moment, I just heard that, this week, that the Iraqi army has actually been attacking the western side by some missiles and some using the help of the American Air Force. However, they're really struggling. I think the biggest problem at the moment is how they're going to connect from the eastern side to the western side because of the bridges that the US actually attacked at the beginning of the offensive. Now, IS, what it did is trying to destroy these bridges completely so they can't cross over from one side to the other. And I think that is one of the biggest problems actually the Iraqi army is facing at the moment, as well as, you know, putting together all its forces and preparing it for, because it's going to be a huge offensive.
And IS still has the necessary supply lines to the west of the city, does it?
Sorry.
Supply lines, as in it can still get supplies to its fighters in the west of Mosul.
Yeah, it can, and I think the problem right now as well is the western side, because this is literally their last stronghold in Iraq. If they lose it, they're literally losing all their strongholds in Iraq. So what they're doing is they're trying to get as much support they can to the western side, and I assume also that they're going to be able to get more support from Raqqa. So this is why it was quite interesting to hear, you know, the US commander say that.
Is it becoming politically difficult for the Iraqi government? I mean, there was a stage when we were following this day by day, but clearly Mosul's not about to fall anytime soon.
No. I think the suggestion that that Mosul and Raqqa both are going to fall within 6 months, I don't think that's very realistic. They're fighting with a very strong group of fighters. They have a lot of weapons. They are trained well, and I don't think it took them 3 months just to take the eastern side of Mosul. 6 months to take the western side, and as well as Raqqa, is completely unrealistic in my opinion.
Thank you very much indeed. And those of you watching, if you speak Arabic, you can get news from Hadya and her colleagues at bbcarabic.com.